As National Signing Day is only 3 weeks out, the Alabama Crimson Tide are still on the hunt. Stick around. Let's talk about it. This is Way Offsides. 3, 2, let's go. Hey, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, whatever the case may be. Welcome into Way Offsides. This is your recruiting roundup for Wednesday, November 12th. Man, this month is already flying by, and as it flies by, sure, of course, the holidays are coming up, but even crazier is we're only 3 weeks out from National Signing Day, the 2026. That chapter of recruiting is about to close, but Alabama's not done yet in their 2026 class. They are still trying to make some noise. I still think that they're in good position to do so. We've told you that as the cycle nears to an end, Alabama will likely flip a couple of recruits, and everything seems to be trending in one direction right now for a four-star wide receiver. But before we get there, Alabama fans, I know you guys love talking recruiting. We do a lot of that here. So if you don't have a recruiting home, even if you do, it's time to pick up and move. Way Offsides is a place to be. So we talk recruiting all the time, especially in the spring and the summer. We're already looking at the 2027 class. We've got some really exciting expansion plans coming up that's going to open the door to more access to recruits and recruiting. We do live interviews with recruits. I mean, if you need it, we got it, baby. If you need it, we got it. Yeah. All right. So Alabama looking trending right now, not just for this one recruit, but this is who we're going to highlight today. Alabama is also trending to land five-star interior offensive lineman Maxwell Hiller. Obviously, Alabama is the favorite to land number one quarterback, five-star Elijah Haven. Those aren't the only ones. Those are not. Alabama's also in the mix for a three-star edge out of the state of Alabama in this class, who I think that they'll eventually sign. So the Tide are still making moves, even with one of its highest-rated recruiting classes of all time. But this guy is interesting because he's technically going to be a flip. And of course, we are talking about four-star wide receiver out of Michigan, Samson Gash. Gash coming in at 6 foot even, 180 pounds. He is a four-star recruit out of Novi, Michigan. The kid is 90 rated overall. He's a 247 Sports Composite, has him at a 0.8973. He's a number 4 player in Michigan, is number 49 wide receiver in this class. Alabama obviously has five-star Sadarian Morgan coming in. He's just been committed to Michigan State for a while. I believe since June 13th, something like that. He has been visiting Alabama. He was at Alabama for the LSU game. And it feels like this isn't inside information. It feels like he could potentially flip. So what about him? What is like let's learn about him. Well, obviously, at his size, his frame, he's probably going to need to put on a little bit of weight to be able to play in the SEC. Maybe not. Ryan Williams is pretty small. Devontae Smith was pretty small. However, this kid is a speed guy. We all know that Alabama, this new staff, likes to mix it up with their wide receivers. They like a little bit of reliability. They like a little bit of showmanship. They like a little bit of flash, pizzazz. They like speed. And then obviously they like, those big guys like Derek Meadows type guys. This guy would be a speed guy. Definitely be a speed guy. He's a dual sport athlete, multi-sport athlete, actually. He stood out, according to Alan Treu. He stood out in high school as a defensive back as well, but he runs a 4.14 or 4.1, 100-meter speed. He can get behind defenses, screen, short passes, go the distance. Seem to get faster between sophomore and junior seasons. I agree with that as well. This could be, an outside guy. It could be a slot guy. Could be a return man. And so just watching his film, it's pretty exciting, honestly, to see him. And we'll bring some of this up here via Huddle. Give me just a second. Let's do the whole thing here. We'll get you squared away so you can watch him while we're talking. And so this is via 247 and huddle.com. You can see them there on the screen. Let's see if we can make that bigger for you. Probably not. Yeah, we absolutely can. So there you go. Let's watch some highlight of them. You might get an ad. But Gash has been committed to Michigan State for a long time. He's visited Alabama a couple of times. And it feels like, and it's not just me, all the major recruiting agencies are kind of talking the same. It feels like the momentum is trending towards Alabama. Alabama, obviously, with this staff, what they've been able to do with their wide receivers this year, with Ty Simpson at quarterback, it's a very desirable place for wide receivers to go play. I don't know that this season Alabama is going to get that 1,000-yard wide receiver, but I do believe that, per Brooks Austin statement, I do believe that Alabama is probably about 12 to 15 months out from playing their best offensively, from actually being what Ryan Grubb and Kalen DeBoer want that offense to be, similar to what it was at Michigan. And I think that's very attractive for a lot of these kids. And we all know Michigan State is a little bit of a train wreck. It has been. But as he's a hometown kid, it's still going to be difficult for Alabama to pull him away. Obviously, NIL might be at play here, which is fine. That's the name of the game. That's what you're going to have to do nowadays. But Gash would be a very good complementary piece to bringing in Cedarius Morgan to an already stacked wide receiving room. Alabama has shown that it's not afraid to play these wide receivers at a very, very young age, i.e. Latsier Brooks this year. Probably the steal of the 2025 recruiting class. I still don't know how he wasn't a 5-star, but anyway, so that's also very attractive for these kids. A guy 5-star like Cedarius Morgan, and a 4-star like this kid could potentially come in and, given their camp and how well they play, how well they pick up the playbook, they could have an immediate impact, especially assuming that you're going to lose Jeremy Bernard, potentially Isaiah Horton. You get Ryan Williams come back for another year. You've got Lottie Brooks, Derek Meadows. Alabama might lose some in the wide receiving room, but Rico Scott looks to return. So Alabama's pretty wealthy at the wide receiving position. So this piece is definitely going to shore it up for the future. Again, especially when you've got a guy coming in like Cedarius Morgan. So really exciting stuff here from Alabama. Definitely a name that keep an eye on as we get closer to National Signing Day. This is one that could flip any day now, or it could go all the way to the signing period. We'll see. In terms of other names, just be on the lookout. I think there's maybe one or two more that Alabama could flip. I think that there potentially could be one to flip away from Alabama. However, right now, it seems like everybody in this class is pretty locked in. So the 2026 class is going to be one of the more impressive jobs by Kalen DeBoer and his staff at Alabama. Crazy to think that you lose Nick Saban and you're still having this kind of recruiting. Like, absolutely wild that's still going on, right? I mean, how? I know how. Courtney Morgan is how. So, all right, that'll do it for your Wednesday recruiting roundup. We'll have a lot more recruiting news coming for you in the coming days, so be sure you are subscribed. It is free. Takes just a second. If you're watching this somewhere other than YouTube, just go over to YouTube, subscribe to the channel. It's 4 A's, easy to find. Helps keep the channel free for you as well. So thanks for hanging out with me. As always, you guys are the absolute best. We love each and every one of you. Thank you, and God bless. As always, say your prayers, read your Bibles, wash your hands, horns down, beat Auburn and LSU and Tennessee to beat Oklahoma this week. Roll Tide.